And we're about to get started. Today's game day partner is McDonald's. And away we go. And a kick down to that right edge. Seeing Nichols not getting the outcome he wanted under the high ball.
Not the start they wanted.
Not the start they wanted. I'm guessing that would be frustrating for him. Hopefully they can defend this one.
Coach killer. Good opportunity in the Litchfield Bears. 10 metres out with a scrum and a full set of 6.
And here they come. Does it look like a set play? I think they're just working their way back to the middle. South defend that quite well. Shut it down. Here they go again. They bring Dylan Vandenberg, comes under. A strong body. He's got a really good go forward, Dylan, and he's a really good engine as well for a big fella. And they're a bit compressed in the middle there, South Darwin, but they shut it down. Jake Crawley, I think that is, he's one of the juniors you were talking about. He's had a fantastic rise over the last few years. Come through their junior system, a really good kid.
Yeah, just lost their way a little bit there, Bears, but they've still got a couple of tackles up their sleeve.
Yeah, do we have an early kick? I'm not sure if that was the best option in the world to take a short kick. I think they had some numbers, they had a bit of formation. Looking for them to come up with a result with a drop ball.
Yeah, I think the coach will still be happy with that. They got to their kick and completed their set, which is early stages of the game they'd want to be doing, and forced the pressure on South, and they've come up with another mistake.
So a scrum 10 metres out. They look like they've got something set up here in this open side. Play coming off young Nathan Dixon, another young buck of the system. They're a bit condensed there, South, so they hit an edge. No, they shut it down. The good push up there in the middle. Are they reloading on this left edge? No, they come back to the middle. Dylan Vandenberg again, there's a big body, and barnstorming. And the start that South wanted, but obviously the start that the Bears wanted. I hope they can bounce back from this.
Yeah, solid play though from Litchfield. Broke down on the left edge there, and they just came back with 2 crash over front rowers running, and
they're really compressing quite hard around those edges. They're probably not getting a spread that they should need, and Bears not really taking advantage, taking an easier option. But
yeah, look, I think it was really well read there by the hooker Billy Burns. He saw that there was an opportunity there. The front rowers are set ready for him, and it was an easy crash. And they
Dixon for today, trying to add 2 points. Coach Barnes about that. He might even grow a few more hairs on that head.
I'm not quite sure about that, Duncan, but he'd be very happy with the start from Bears. Just continually building the pressure from a couple of mistakes. And, now, as most coaches always want, off the back of a try, they want to get now their own half into the kick and building more pressure on us. Now this will slip out now, so they want to rectify. They just put some pressure on Litchfield with a big defensive set.
And a good high kick. Big chase there, Dylan again taking it up. You'll get a bit of work out of Dylan during the game. He's got a pretty big engine, as I said. And another good tackle. Let's play the ball down. Getting involved nice and early and lock.
He's been appointed as captain this year. Lord, to see how this goes. Good young fella.
A good little short-sided play down that edge, and they go again. A nice early kick. Fullback's probably out of position, and lucky for South it goes over their ball line.
And again, that's the set that Coach Barnes would have been looking for from the Bears. They, full set of 6, got to their kick, put the pressure on again.
But Francis Wapow, a veteran of South Darwin, ever present. And just they needed a really good position. Let's see if South can get on the back of this. Kick for touch, get closer to their try line, and then hopefully they can set something up. Let's see what their halves have got planned. We see in the 16, we've got Joseph Wesley, who also doubles up as the club president. So the club president putting his hand up to support the club, a great volunteer. And he pushes through. Good strong carry. That's a great strong carry. Puts them in a pretty good position. They got a bit of width here. They keep going. They could have some joy on this right edge. He probably needed that extra pass.
Yeah, be disappointed there. Had the option on the outside.
Tian Nichols. See where looks like they might be going to come left here again.
Good call, Duncan. They've gone right.
They've gone to the right and bounces and then goes out. So I'm really good at predicting the play here. Didn't see that one coming. Did they have something on? What's your opinion on that play, Merg? Did you think they had options on this left edge, or you thought that was the right option?
Well, the kick was still on. That just went too deep. So, it wasn't a bad set. They just didn't complete the set and build more pressure is what they needed. And now they're going to defend again, and Litchfield make a break right through the centre field.
We see Brodie Morecambe having a good run. Usually a touch player, works in golf. Really good carry and a good strong tackle.
Good tackle there.
Dylan Vanderberg again, strong carry.
Oh, he's lost it.
Poor control.
And I think we see the benefits of Trent Wedding playing in the 13 at the moment. He's a very good hooker, very good half, and Coach Barnes is. I'll play him at 13, and you can see the benefit of that, where he can chime in as a really good ball-running, passing player. So he can read the play, and he had the right option there with Dylan running through straight off him. It's just didn't hold the ball and control it.
Let's see if we can get a couple of strong carries and some quick balls. Great to build a bit of momentum in this set. Well, they are going to need some good go forward and the players finding their front, fighting to get up. It's not too bad so far. Bears haven't done a bad job getting them on their back.
Kicking early.
And an early kick. There's been plenty of early kicks, to be honest. So it's a little bit different to what you normally see. And a good chase there and a good tackle.
Yeah, I think Coach may be happy with that. Like, at least they got to their kick. Now they just got to press up and really D up in defence here.
Maybe just lay on a little bit there to slow it down, but it's a good quick play of the ball.
Yes, good stuff. And Brodie Race again, one of their mainstays in the front row there, continually carts it up.
Fifth and last. What have they got? They're set up on both sides here. They're going to choose to go down that left edge. Kick maybe a little bit too hard, and that goes over the dead ball line. Not a bad couple of sets, to be honest, from both teams.
Yeah, there's a bit of an arm wrestle going on here. That's what South have got to do. I'm sure Coach Willie may be wanting them to just continually build pressure, play simple football, and force Bears to make the mistakes. Let's see if they can hang in here and get out of their own half again. Oh, it's what they wanted. Another penalty. Coach Barnes won't be happy with that discipline. Really needed to keep them down here.
He might be giving those couple of hairs back that he just grew.
Yeah, I think he's just lost them again, Duncan.
Coach Killer.
Coach Killer again.
Those hairs have come back, I reckon. You just can't afford to do that. You can't afford to do that. Trent Wedding playing again.
Yeah.
We can see Dylan getting through a ton of work. Little jump from dummy half. Picking up Brody Race, and then we go again to Trent, hitting this right edge, a beautiful pass.
It's great shape there by the Bears.
A great tie, really, really simple, just through the hands. Played off some forwards, some just short-sided plays. A really great effort down this edge. I don't think they need to get too much complicated than that. Really simple, cutting down their mistakes, playing really, really basic.
You see the play here now by the front row of Brody Race. He gets a quick play of the ball and they play straight off the back of it. You can see Wedding organising the half here. I'm going through as a block. They see the short side's on. Another block play coming through. And really, I think it was a bad read there by the south winger. Really didn't need to come in. I think he's allowed them the overlap.
Yeah, a couple of average attempts to tackle probably contributed to that try as well. But Aaron Moss, the 7, identifying that right edge. He did a great job to show some leadership and direct them down that passage. Dylan Vandenberg having a rest now with Brody Race. A really good contribution for the 2 front rowers. We just do a NRL shout out to our Junior Club League and all its volunteers. All our sports trainers and league safes and coaches and managers. It's been a big day today out at Goodline Park, with 6s all the way through to senior men, and of course our women, and plenty of girls competitions going on. It's been a great day for rugby league in the Northern Territory, and we see a fantastic kick from the sideline. And that's Nathan Dixon, still only a young bloke himself. A great kick.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting this year with Dixon. He's building into a really good, competent half, and very unlucky to miss the Titans selections last year. And I expect him and Trent Wedding to have a really good combination this year.
You're the NT Titans senior men's rep coach in 2023, Merg. What are you looking for this year? What strengths are you looking to add to our men's rep program for 2023?
Well, I just think we want to pick the best team, and I think from the squad we had last year, we had a lot of youth, and we want to build off the back of it. We had some really good performances in the early parts of that competition, particularly day one. We were leading the comp. Unfortunately, we got some bad injuries, but Trent Wedding again, being appointed as the Bears coach, Bears captain this year, I expect him to grow another set of legs. He'll just grow in his performances, and he's one of the leaders that was doing very well last year in the brothers rugby league combinations there with Lockie Braun and a few of the other young fellas there. I expect them to go up another level as well, and we really want to build off the back of that.
You see Aaron Moss with a carry, looking for options.
Is that Luke Mahood?
Luke Mahood, 17, the ever-present. Nathan Dixon, just talking about the man, and there he goes, straight through. A relatively easy try. South just cannot afford to give penalties away and have too much turnover.
It's not good signs now for South, so really got to regroup. They've, we just can't let Litchfield just keep rolling down the field like that and piggybacking down with any penalties as well. It just doesn't help their defensive efforts.
And we'll have a look again.
It wasn't a bad tackle there, but Luke Mahood with his experience got up quite quick, and they had the set-up play there. And the benefit of show and go here again with lead runners. And then Dixon with his pace again, straight through.
We see a bit of a drop off on the inside there, but if we could go back and have a look at the markers, they were caught out a bit, didn't put any pressure on that first receiver, who just drifted out and caught that inside man who didn't push up and push out off the back of the marker work.
And I think that's the benefit of quick play of the ball, though. They're playing off the back of two quick play of the balls. and you get that bit of space in the defensive line, and good halves will take their options there, and Dixon did. Ball.
Unlucky. He hasn't got a bad boot on him, the kid.
Yeah. Very good player.
And the Bears have made a couple of interchanges here. We see young Declan McGilvray, a fine young man, coming through the system.
Yes, he's the son of a Scottish captain. Yeah, he's got good pedigree. We'll see how he goes. I think he's the pedigree, though, is probably better than his father. I think particularly with his ball control, his hands. Very good reader of the play. Looking forward to see how he goes.
Let's see if South can keep them down here without giving away too many mistakes, too many penalties. They really need to control them down this end. If they let them get down that end of the field, they're going to be in trouble. So they really need to work hard in this part of the field.
Yeah, the referee's given them a little bit of leeway there, so it's good they slowed down the play there. But again, they're just not getting off the line with that intensity.
A better effort on the ground there. They could see a few more of those. It's just that second effort, just to turn the man on his back just makes all the difference. And in this early part of the year when conditioning is still coming.
Fifth tackle option kick with the bomb. Oh.
Yeah, not a lot of confidence in that. He actually had a knock on there as well. So.
Yeah, well, that's the pressure they wanted. So again, worrying signs now for South Darwin. They're just letting the team roll down the field and completing their sets. And unfortunately, I think all of the tries scored so far off the back of either penalties or mistakes from South, and they've really just got to regroup and get back to the basics.
Actually, it wasn't too bad of a defensive set for those first 4 tackles. And then a fundamental error, and we have a look at the replay, and it's a really good kick to begin with, and he's just really showing no confidence in getting under that ball.
The coach will probably be sending the message out to him. You've really got to have a go at that. You just can't let the ball bounce anywhere like within our own 20. And the coach would rather you have a crack and knock the ball on. Rather than let it bounce like that. Good clean ball all the way from the son of a Scottish captain there. Got the ball out clean for the whole set for Bears, so it's a good start for young Declan.
He does like to get out of dummy half. So we may see a couple of scoots here and there. They're going to have to win the ground to earn the right to get out of dummy half. But we want to see Souths really stay in the fight here. I know they're probably getting a little bit low on energy when it gets to 22-0. But I think they need maybe a game changer, maybe a big hit, a good run. Yeah, any of those little things can have an effect on the mindset.
I just think they need a little bit of luck here. Again, it's another kickoff, but they've really just got to get their attitude right now in defence and just put pressure on Litchfield as best they can. Get up hard, get the contact well in the defence. Short kicks aren't going to help them.
No, it could probably do with a bit more depth, that. Yeah, we look like we may have an injury here from South. A good carry back to the middle. Decent play of the ball. Back to the middle again. Luke Mahood, strong carry.
Yeah, the experience of Mahood there. He'll get up quickly and play well. That's one of his attributes. There, up we get. Gives McGilvray straight out of dummy half as you predicted.
And we see another kick. Down that edge, bit of confidence. Better. That's a much better catch. Let's see what they can do now. Nice, simple, safe set. T in the halfback.
And Coach Barnes here he'll be wanting the Bears to really muscle up here in defence and keep South in their own 20.
They should have plenty of energy in the tank.
Oh, another lost
The
ball
Bears.
there. Bears with another set, another attacking set. 30 metres out. Good run.
One back to the middle. We've got a good formation here on this left edge. A long ball out to Dixon. Dixon on again.
Good slide defence there by South. They read that well.
They did read that well. And there goes Dylan again. A big, strong body. A good carry. Dangerous from that far out. Very dangerous.
There's an option here. Still on here for the Bears.
One more pass there might have seen a try, but we're still seeing South in the fight here. And then we'd see an easy try. An easy try.
Yeah, unfortunately, the markers just didn't react in time with the play of the ball. They really should have wrapped him up. Shouldn't have got through there. Yeah. This will be where Coach Willie May will be earning his contract. He's really got to get his team up here. They've just got to really, really instill themselves here. They can't just let it get out any further. And Bears to their credit, I don't think they've dropped the ball yet in a set. So I think I would suggest they've nearly completed every set they've had, and they're just rolling down the field at will.
Coach Barnes, he would have to be happy at this stage. And if you had to look at things that they could improve on, what would you suggest, Merg?
I just think they keep the foot on the throat. Like they just got to keep playing through the middle. When they get their opportunity, push it to an edge, which they are. They got the two short side plays, and just get to their kick and keep building the pressure. You can get into these games that might appear easy, and he would want them to be just sticking to their game plan, complete it all.
And the kick is waved away. And we go to the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. And Bears 26, South's yet to score.
Unfortunately for South, the body language now, you're down 26-0 in a game with, still nearly 15 minutes left on the clock before half-time. They've really just got to pick themselves up and go again. You just got to keep competing.
And a better kick, nice and deep. If they can keep them in that 20, that's probably a good start to the defensive set, and they have. So it's about showing some urgency and getting up in their face. Dylan again, a big strong carry. He's a real handful.
We've just got to slow these play the balls down. That's what's killing him. Son of a Scottish captain, great little ball.
And
no,
a forward pass, unlucky.
That's just a shocking call. That was a good little ball there. Read it well, man down. Took off out of dummy half with a nice little short ball.
This could be the break that South need. Off the back of a mistake. One of the few that the Bears have made thus far. Let's see where we can go from here. They've got some options out on the left and the right. I'm guessing they're going to go to the right.
Well done.
Yep.
Oh.
And we got a drop ball out on that edge. I think it's probably time to rectify that the ball handling is an issue, and we start to evolve our game plan around that issue and maybe shorten our passes and play a little bit more direct. There's nothing wrong with a lock getting out of dummy half, but it seems to be an issue, and obviously something needs to change. Yeah. In this game plan.
Tigers end up and taking drive. I think the halves and Town Nickel and that, they really just got to get the game plan back to simple play, control the football and build the pressure, and unfortunately they're not doing that at the moment.
It isn't a steamy night. It's a lovely night, so we're not seeing a lot of sweat on the ball. McGilvray out again.
Great run there by Declan. Read that well.
pass there. Lucky to get away with it. Dylan Vandenberg again.
Again, the Bears have just rolled right up the field now, playing the ball 12 metres out.
And good run from Jake Crawley, a great young player.
Grillgrave goes from dummy half. Has he scored? Held up. I see his father do that. Would have straight over, taken 3 with him.
He actually hated the dummy half try, to be honest.
Who was father?
Yeah, that's right. He was more of an outside the half runner, hitting through the hole. Not that there was many holes ever appeared for him.
Well, they closed very quickly if they did.
They did close very quickly. He won the quickest bloke in rugby league. And
it's going on
just short.
A report in here from the touchy. A good touch judge loves coming in, putting his 2 bobs worth.
And pretty great kick. But no one put down. There's some real issues with this catching ability.
Yeah, it's very hard to take all the positives, but at least he competed then. You know, you drop the ball, they get another opportunity to defend their line. You know, and you'd think Coach may be sending out just positive messages. Everyone's still keeping the positive stuff going. They've really got to muscle up here now. And set a 6 for Bear and make the scrum.
Long ball, the width.
Good ball.
And should be able to get there. And I think he does. And a relatively easy try out on that left edge. A good long pass. Couple of good long passes stringing together. In South, slow to adjust. And we'll have a look at here on the replay. So we see the hooker packs in at lock, gets a long ball straight from the scrum. It's Dixon. Dixon out the back to hit the 1. Clancy caught, and then it's on again. And probably one that could have been shut down, but a relatively passive tackle results in a reasonably
Jackson Breed
easy try. We need probably a little bit more aggression in some of this contact. And we see the hookers changing again for the Bears, making another sub. Getting a fair rotation.
Burns coming back on. Billy Burns looking very fit this season. Got a good little mullet going too. There's a bit on these days with footballers and their mullets.
You do see the odd mullet roaming around Darwin town. You do see a lot out in the rural area, to be honest.
I think that's a Barnes factor. I think the coach promotes it.
I think he probably would, even though he couldn't even get close to growing one.
That's why.
He would promote the mullet. Yeah. Okay, South showing a little bit of energy, a bit of a jog up to the halfway. Getting ready to reload. This should take a bit of confidence out of the last 5 or 10 minutes. You know, there was a bit of a fight. They got themselves in the mix a little bit. Had a few mistakes, a little bit of joy here and there. Only a little bit to celebrate, but, you know, it's something to build on anyway.
Good tactics here by South to slow the kick down.
We really need a big kick here from South. So they need to get it nice and deep and have a good chase. They just can't let the Bears work their way up the field.
Much better.
And he goes straight to Dylan Vandenberg. Again, he's got a strong carry. He's always beating the first man.
It's a good intent and contact there by South Darwin. They've just got to keep following up for the next 5 tackles.
They're going wide quickly, and there's a mistake.
It's a mistake we need.
Young Jake Crawley.
You know, I'm not whether that's a set play or not by Bears, but I can guarantee you Coach Barnes wouldn't be happy with that. Off the back of a try, you need to get out of your own half. You need to get to your kick, and on the second tackle, shifting wide early.
They call that play out of Brothers the Cleal.
The Cleal play.
The Cleal.
Yes.
Playing 20 metres off your own try line, trying to throw a miracle ball, and coming up with a mistake. A Cleal. Not crush a Cleal, a good one.
No.
The other one.
And the option play to that is a chip and chase out of his own 20.
South with a bit of formation out here on this open side. They could come up with something special. Just a little settler, and then we're getting ready maybe on the second.
That's what they needed there, just straight off the scrum, a nice hard run, set up the play, have some patience, build the pressure.
I'm not sure that's the ball they wanted. We talked before about the issues that they're having with their ball control and the urgency to respond.
I don't see the referee should have been calling 6 to go for that. Litchfield played it, come off a Litchfield player.
I think he's just called it.
Just called it now, back to tackle 1.
Yep. And here they go, South. They're taking this left edge. A nice set so far.
We've got some scores coming through from the earlier games, and there's another game getting played out at Palmerston with Palmerston Raiders playing Brothers in the A-grade men's. Current score out there is Raiders 4, Brothers 0. And in the earlier game in the A-grade men's competition, Sharks 58 defeated Dragons 10. So some big score there in the earlier game with Sharks, clearly the form team of the competition.
Yeah, we've got a knock on here from Bears off the back of that kick. South now attacking, 15 off the line.
Good solid run there. Nice quick ball play off the back of it. They just got to build the pressure here.
There's really no need for the long passes here from South. I think they can be effective with those little short-sided plays. And he's over. Barnstorming run from dummy half. And it's what they needed. And you'll see the boys building a bit of energy.
Exactly what South needed. Whether we want to go as far as to say they're back in the game, but the positive thing about it is it'll get their momentum up now, get their positivity up, get a bit of energy going through the squad.
And we look at the replay. And we've got Francis Wapow scooting dynamically out of dummy half, finding his front over the try line.
Former NT Titans representative player and South Australian representative player.
Dual representative
in the affiliated states competitions. He's a veteran. He's been around a long time, France, but he knows the try line when he sees it. Sniffing around. He's been a very good footballer for a long time.
I'm not sure if you agree, Merg, but the kicker seems to have come a long way back for this kick.
He's confident.
I think his distance is going to be challenged.
He's got to set out about 32 metres out. A fair effort. And just to prove you wrong, Duncan, he's hit the post.
He's hit the post. It was actually a pretty good kick.
It was a good kick. So clearly the distance isn't a worry for him. Bears have made a couple of changes. The rotation of the front rows have happened again. So the former captain and I believe he's Frank Johnson medalist, is he? Luke Mahood?
I think he is, yeah. Yeah, he's a great clubman. Often run off-season programs out there at Litchfield with the kids and done extra training during the off-season. He's been a real mentor and ambassador for the Bears over the years, and he's still an ongoing representative. Didn't play last year. Before that, he had quite a few years.
Well, I believe we did select him, but he just couldn't make himself available, so he did make the squad.
Not a bad set here from South. A good quick couple of play the balls. And unders to the president, Joseph Wesley. He gets finds his front, gets a quick play the ball, catches the markers out. We see Francis scooting out of dummy half again. This is a good set.
You can see the confidence now growing from a try, what it brings for South. Get to that kick here. the kick chase probably wasn't there to follow up. Now Bears have got it on the halfway line and tackle one.
Cleanser caught with a great catch and a great run on the back of that. And we see another good run here, and he's going to go all the way, I think. No, they've just pulled him down.
Good call again, Duncan. Well done. Got tackled. Brody Race. He should get over from here. Crashes over.
A strong runner, a good carry from the front rower, and a great foundation laid there by Corey Gregory in the centres.
And again, unfortunately, even though it was a really good set from South Darwin coming out of their own half from the try they scored earlier, don't have a kick chase, and the fullback gets a return at 30 or 40 metres on tackle one. They're on halfway line. They're already in their good ball sets. And Bears just take the momentum forward with two tackles, and Brody Race just strong over really.
I really play the ball there as well. They probably had time to scramble, but
you can see the South Darwin players are still getting back on side really. They only had two on the line, one didn't get up, so they had no chance of stopping big Brody Race.
Yeah, a couple of really poor defensive efforts there. Just the one-on-ones, bodies in front, slipping off tackles, arm grabbing. And Nathan Dixon attempts to put 2 points to the score. And kick is successful, and we go to the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard update. See Souths 4 and Bears 36. Today's game day partner is McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
Junior Rugby League is back, Merck. Did you know that? Junior Rugby League is back.
Yeah.
Get back playing. It's unreal footy with real mates. With club tackle or tag options available. There is an option for everyone. Head to playrugbyleague.com to find your closest club. And you can stay up to date with all things rugby league in the territory via nrlnt.com.au, the NRLNT Facebook page, or NRLNT Instagram.
Good play there by South Darwin. They went the short kick that came off time, and with 2 minutes left on the clock before half time, this would be I was about to say it would be a great opportunity for them to get a late try on the board, but that's not going to help. A knock on there. Again, just forcing the pass. No patience. You know, I think Coach May's he's going to have his hands full at half time and trying to regather these guys. Again, we did, even though there was a drop player there, we really just needed to take the hit up, get the quick play of the ball. Now they really need to keep Bears out. With 1:30 left on the clock before half time, a big defensive effort's needed here by South Darwin.
Taking this left edge again. There's Trent Wedding, really strong carry.
Tough player.
Showing a bit of leadership, and we've got a penalty. What have we got a penalty for?
High tackle, I believe.
High tackle?
Yeah. Just over a minute to go. If they get a quick set here, they'll still quick tap. They'll get the full set of 6 in. South's walking back. It's not a good sign. They really need to get the line and defend well.
Luke Mahood finds his front, still going. Strong carry.
The old fella still got it.
Trent Wedding, a nice short ball, and a really easy try.
Good lines by the edge back row there. Was that Jake Crawley again? Was it? Who was it?
15 scored the try. That was Dylan Collins. Dylan Collins, a great little carry.
Yeah, it was a good line. Hit the hole well.
Good push. There was some really good push off the halfback on that right edge. Everyone pushing through. Plenty of options, short balls, long balls. And it was just a case of picking the right man. We have a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay.
Again, Mahood just getting a quick ball. Markers have gone the wrong way. Wedding sums it up nicely to the half, and a great little hole run there.
A really good set play, actually, with some really good structure. Timed his passes really well. Players pushing through. Lots of intent.
We believe the game plan has changed a little bit this year at Bears, and I think it's the acquisition of the assistant coach, Reg Rose, former Nightcliff Dragons A-grade coach. And I think he's just brought another dynamic to Coach Barnes' tactics.
Some might say he's the puppet master. But he's done a great job, Red Rose. And
Red Rose or Reg?
Reg. The Red for his nickname. And kick was unsuccessful. We go to half-time. And the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard update is South 4 and the Bears 38. And we'll have a break and we'll be back. And we know we've got a couple of good coaches out there in Leon Khalil with Brothers. Does a fantastic job, has been a stalwart for our representative programs, especially with our women's program, head coach at the moment, mentoring a few of our female coaches coming through, and Meg Cossie and Shari Togo, a couple of coaches that have come under his wing and getting some real good support, and hopefully we'll see a lot of our female coaches. And we see a mistake here, and we've got an offside. Have we got an offside? No.
Should have been offside.
Should have been, and we've got play on. South's probably a bit unlucky there, but they're going to regroup. They've come out with a bit of energy. Jake Crawley now taking a strong carry.
So we need this positive start here from South, and they're getting up in the line now with some good contact, but we just can't let to see the quick play of the ball again from Bears.
And an early kick.
Early kick from Burns from dummy half.
I would see a good chase through. He gets it back. A really good kick and chase. Did we get a 6 again?
No,
I'm not sure we got 6 again. And we've got a knock on.
That's the break South's needed.
It is.
Looked like they were going to get a quick play of the ball and shift it straight out there, Bears. And
they would have really been on the back foot there, on the back of a really good kick from Bears. And you know, they say that every good kick is off the back of a really good chase, and that's exactly what happened. And we'll just acknowledge some of our sponsors here tonight. iSponsor does a fantastic job for us. Forex, ISE, and the Northern Territory Government are very supportive of our junior development programs, and obviously McDonald's.
You can see the signage around the ground is fantastic with the support for Rugby League, the Northern Territory.
Let's see what South can do coming out of this end. We need a couple of good carries. I probably spoke a little bit too early. They got the ball back. They did get the ball back.
Well, it's 6 to go. It's just been signalled by the referee. Now, they really just need to get their forward set here and just roll through the middle. Get out of their own half and get to their kick.
Starting to play the ball down.
That's what they needed.
Potentially a penalty that could have gone against South Stand. You could see Francis holding the man in the play of the ball, trying to milk the penalty, and he's gotten away with that.
Well,
so
you don't get penalised for milking, so I wouldn't do it.
I'll just say, Merg, that I've actually been penalised for that in my own playing days, and that's why I referenced it.
That's no surprise.
It was a long time ago, and we may have moved past that in time, but I'm not familiar with any changes to that particular rule. But anyway, here we see South trying to work their way off the back of a penalty. Not a great start. 5 metre gain. A couple of passes, trying to work to the middle.
Good width there.
A really good carry, finds his front. You could probably get a quicker play of the ball there if he tried harder. Off 10, we're going out the edge. Not a bad little string. A good tackle, a great tackle to shut that down.
Still getting a good quick play of the ball, so they just got to settle here and complete their set.
Another good carry. I'll tell you something that Souths are probably doing better than Bears, which is actually finding their front. They've had a really good efforts on the ground finding their front. And here we go. We're going for a kick. It's a short kick. A regather. And a miracle ball, which goes to the Bears.
I don't mind that from South. Really mixes it up and puts the pressure on Bears' defence.
Well, it's entertaining rugby league. league, Merg.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's why the fans are here. That's what we want to see.
You hear the crowd going off too.
And that's what they're giving us.
Oh, nice
Great tackle.
Great tackle. Still gets up quickly by Vandenberg.
Isaiah McLeod, the 17, nephew of Andrew McLeod, the great footballer from the Adelaide Crows. A great tackle there.
That's a great kick. 40-20.
40-20, no, he keeps it in. He does well to keep it in.
The winger.
He's only a young fella, and he's done really well. But a really good tackle. That's a bit of a bone rattler.
Good kick chase is what you want to do. And again, South walking back, which is not good signs, but they've just got to keep struggling through here, get the kick in.
Slowing that play, the ball down, a little bit of urgency on the ground.
Well, early kick
and
from
an early
Wapau.
kick.
They've got to have the chase to go with it, though.
Are you a fan of the early kick, Merg? You've been coaching for a few years. Is this something you've had in your coaching repertoire, the early kick?
Not once. Not a fan. It's it's not rugby union. We're playing rugby league. You got to have possession of the football. Unless you're down by 4 points with 2 minutes to go, it's probably the only time you'd want an early kick from your own half.
We see Brody Morecambe working his way this tackle. Still saying, gets a bit of an eye gouge there, a bit of a face rub. Gets to his feet. Not happy. Works for golf.
Good structure there.
A former touch representative.
Trent Wedding is causing the South's defence all sorts.
And they put him into touch on a second effort there.
Bag of
from
licorice,
South.
all sorts.
You might see you could have probably seen a penalty against South there for the second effort.
I think Wedding's new nickname's going to have to be all sorts. He's just putting South under so much pressure when he runs the football. He has so much time. And the players around him recognise it when he does run, and they give him good shape, and that was the option. Unfortunately, the winger went out.
It's quite a unique last name, Wedding.
Wedding.
Isn't it? What part of the world do you think that comes from?
I have no idea, Duncan.
And we see an early mistake, but a penalty. What do you think that penalty was for? Offside? Looks like it's an offside.
Inside the 10. It's a good call by the referee.
Well, it's a contest so far, and that's exactly what we want to see. And South proving to themselves that they can stay in a contest and compete against the likes of the Bears is really going to help their season.
Yeah, like we said at half-time there at the start of the second half, they just got to get through this half with some positive momentum leading into next week's game and regroup.
I'm not sure if we did say that, Merg, but, it's a good point. Good carry back to the middle. Tian taking some leadership there, directing traffic.
And they've got good outside back set up here with some width. See if they can get some shape thrown at Bears' defence. Couple of drop plays.
Down this left edge again. Francis using that big body to get over, and a penalty again.
Well, the 7 was caught down. He wasn't up at marker, and as he ran from dummy half, he interfered in the play, and really that could have been 10 minutes in the bin. It was a professional foul where he really just get involved where he didn't have to, and he was offside.
We're going to see a try here. Just short. Just short. Not a bad option to take on that right edge on the defence. Francis a little ducking out from dummy half. Not sure if that's the best option.
Held up. The tackle's at 4.
Well, they've got plenty of width, this South Darwin attack, and you can see they're going right across the field. They've probably got option for a kick there, and it's exactly what they do. Oh, and it's a fantastic kick and a fantastic chase. And a great try. Merg, I honestly didn't think that was a set play, and it's exactly what it was.
Well, the good thing about it, again, Souths are competing, you know, and they get a try like this, is get the momentum going, and I don't think Coach Barnes will be too happy with the start from Bears in the second half.
One thing I've noticed about Coach Barnes is he actually likes to sit on the concrete on the sideline, and I don't see that in many coaches. I'm not sure if that's a ritual thing that he does.
It's a unique thing by the sounds of it.
It is unique. But he's a very composed coach. He's always seemed to me like he's in control of his emotions and in control of his coaching. I'm not sure what he's like in the dressing shed at half time on the back of a one-sided scoreline, but he's always very, very professional on the sideline.
Yeah, very good coach, Barnes. 2 times his nickname, 2-time Premiership coach. And, you know, experience, been around a long time. He would have been fairly composed at half-time, I'm assuming, being 42-4 up at half-time.
Merg, you won the grand final last year. You were the head coach of the Palmerston Raiders, who were the grand final winners. What's the secret recipe to winning the grand final in the Northern Territory?
Yeah, I don't think there's no secret, Duncan. I think there's a lot of luck gets involved. You know, and I think it's a whole club effort, to be honest. It doesn't just happen from the 17 footballers and the coaching staff that take the field, and in the grand final it starts with the club and the committee, and ultimately it does come down to the players on the night, and we had a little bit of luck, but preparation's key, I think.
A really good kick-off from the Bears. And when we go to the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard update, we look at Bears 42, Souths 10. iSponsor, one of our great sponsors of rugby league here in the Northern Territory, help us out humongously in our operations and the ongoing running of our competition.
Humongously.
Humongously. Don't ask me to spell it.
There's another update from the game out at Raiders, between Palmerston Raiders and Brothers, and start of the second half. Here's Brothers have gone in early for an early try and are up 18-8.
And again, down this right edge, a big strong carry from a big body. That's a really good carry. Picking out the smaller man to get to, just common sense. And Jake Crawley getting involved. He's stuck on the ground. Couple of long balls. A short kick, midfield short kick. We got a penalty? We have got a penalty. South Darwin doing really well to milk a few penalties here. They're picking out a few weaknesses.
I don't think that was a milk, Duncan, again. I don't think you get penalties for milking.
I disagree, Merg.
It was a genuine penalty there. Player was taken out whilst not in possession.
Unless there's a sniper in the crowd, Merg, I would say that he milked that. They call that a roach out at Palmerston. Did you know that?
A roach? A sniper?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Coming back to the short side, South Darwin. It's a coach killer, that one. Pass. Can't say that enough. The ball control's just lacking there. They really just needed to punch another forward hit up through there. I'm sure why they're going for the fancy plays at the moment. They really had Bears under pressure there.
And we see a couple of interchanges here for the Litchfield Bears. We see young McGilvray coming on. He might give him a bit of flair out of dummy half.
The son of. Lots of support down in the grandstand. We can hear them cheering for the Bears. South's now just got to get their supporters up and about too. Stay in the game here. Really put the pressure on the Bears and big defensive effort.
Brody Morecambe bouncing off a couple. A really good carry.
One nearly looked like a shoulder charge too there. It's a penalty they didn't need, South.
Would you call that a roach or just a poor effort there in the defence?
Yeah, poor effort. They just didn't need it. You know, they had the player down, slowed the ball down, and just the extra effort. The referee didn't want that.
They just can't afford to do that, South. They are staying in the mix, and they just can't afford to give cheap turnovers and penalties away and help them march the Bears up the field.
Good back heel there by the touch judge with an extra ball on the field. Got some skills.
You don't see that very often in our referees, having those ball skills. They're pretty good with the whistle.
No, very good. And the flag.
They do a great job, our referees.
Fantastic.
They do a fantastic job.
All around Australia, in every competition. One of the hardest sports to referee, I believe, rugby league.
It's an emotional challenge for our referees, having to turn up week in, week out. And
shocking kick there. Who was that, Dixon? Sure.
Yeah, not a great kick. Almost went backwards, believe it or not.
I'm sure assistant coach Reg Rose will be doing some kicking practice with Dixon during the week after that effort.
Bit of momentum here. Quick play the ball. Nathan Dixon probably could take that line on a little bit more aggressively, and we see McGilvray getting out. Picks up a good back rower. No, and we've got a one-on-one, so it's play on.
Son of a gun's got it again. Bit loose with the gun, but Scottish captain.
There could be some joy on this left edge. No, South defend really well on this right.
Two-man overlap left still. They go to the open side.
Long ball.
Waiting again with just too much space. My hood.
South are actually defending this quite well. They're getting off their line with some real intent. They're coming back to the left.
Look at the overlaps on
and
here.
A long ball. Yeah, good adjustment from South there. Really good adjustment.
Great defence. Oh, Barnes won't be happy with that.
Barnes will not be happy.
He'll be livid. It was just going too far.
I think there's a few questions around Coach Rose on the dummy half play in this particular effort here. It's just one of his favourites, the short side, throw the ball over the sideline. We've seen Rose do a few of those in his time, as well as start a few fights and not carry through.
Actively.
So let's see what South can do now. They got the ball back. Good strong carry.
Strong. He's been their he's probably been their best forward, yet he's outside back the way he runs the football. Good head step there by the South forward. Quick play of the ball off the back of it, man down.
I've said it before, Merg, and I'll say it again. South, to me, look a lot more urgent on the ground.
Well, you would have expected a rocket at half-time from Coach May. So hopefully they're responding now, as they should.
Actually not a bad set from South. They need a really good kick. Now, they don't look like they're very set, but we've got an offside.
Lucky, but that's what they need. They're going to stay in this game. They're going to need a little bit of luck from the referee. Bit of up-tempo footy here is needed. I think Bears are on the back foot. South can control this set. We might see them go over again.
So roughly 15 metres out.
Joseph Wesley, the warrior.
Looks like he's taken the headgear off.
Good quick play of the ball.
Good strong carry.
Here we go. Can they get off the back of this? What play can they get? Bit flat here. Need a little bit more depth here, South. Bears defence really compressed in.
If they can get a few long balls on this right edge, they might actually have some joy. They're quite compressed in there, Bears. They're probably lacking a few numbers, maybe. A few long balls, and there it is.
Good.
We're just lacking that control, unfortunately.
Again, the composure probably just needed there. You know, the long pass out there might have been on, but there was two blokes side by side. Just got in each other's way.
Chemist Warehouse scoreboard update. South 10, Bears 42. iSponsor, one of our great sponsors of rugby league in the Northern Territory, amongst many. Chemist Warehouse, been on board with us for a couple of years now, do a fantastic job, really support our junior rugby league and our programs going forward.
Have another score update from the other game that's getting played at the moment between Palmerston Raiders and Brothers.
We've got a knock on from the Bears, 12, 15 metres off their own try line. We've got a drop ball.
Score update of the other game. Raiders have just scored. Brothers still leading 18-14. iSponsor. Great sponsor.
He'd be happy out there, Coach Cleal. He'd be doing well.
Probably not happy with the last momentum shift. Can South be more composed in this set now? Have some more patience?
A risky pass considering the amount of ball that's been put down. They have been more effective in their attacks. Since they've simplified, they have been much more effective, and I think they should avoid the long balls if they can. And we see a decent carry, probably a bit closer to play the ball. And but with another strong carry.
Still not deep enough for me.
And they're going back to that left edge. I honestly think this right edge is probably a good option for them, but they're just not getting themselves in a position to attack.
Yeah, again, just got to play composed. At the moment, they're still shifting the ball from side to side without taking the momentum forward.
Isaiah McLeod.
Fifth tackle.
What have we got? Crossfield kick for the winger. That's not a bad kick, and that's a great catch. And what have we got? An offside. Unlucky.
I've got a feeling that the centre might have got involved there with the jump and taken out the Bears player.
I'd like to see a replay of that one.
Doesn't look like you're going to.
Nope.
Well, South's got to muscle up again here. If we look at the actual score for this half, Souths are up 6-0.
It's been a good fight back. For South, it's been entertaining. It's what the general public want to see. We see McGilvray taking a hit up.
Oh, son of. Well done.
Looks like he might be out of the hooker roll and put into the back row. The
Barnstorm.
9 gets out. Luke Mahood, another strong carry. Quick play the ball is exactly what they need.
Nice deep kick there by Dixon.
There's no one home.
They're in trouble
and the
there.
Bears do really well to chase that.
Well done, South there.
And they've got 1 or 2 up their sleeve.
Get it?
And no, he's held up.
Great desperation by South Darwin. Well done.
We're on the 5th tackle.
No.
I'm not sure that was the best option. I'm not sure if he was expecting that pass. We've got a high tackle there. And what do we got? End of the set. It is play on, and it's a handover. Last tackle. I'm not sure that was a great option for the Bears for a last tackle.
I think Coach Barnes will be reviewing this second half and probably not too happy with their composure, although there's a mistake now by South. Easily picked up by Bears out to the winger and just scores in the corner. Again, it's that momentum shift, and South has had to be more composed and poor ball control and immediately taken advantage of by the Bears.
That's a real shame that South made that mistake. They were really starting to build on confidence, and we have a look here. It doesn't look like he's actually really ready to take the ball up, and therefore a really good contact. We could have even had a rake there. But he wasn't. There was no intent with that run whatsoever.
I just think it's just poor ball control. You just don't be dropping those types of balls in one-hand hit-ups. Well, it's been a very positive start by South. Again, they're just slipping into those little mistakes.
So, Merg, last night we had the Brisbane Broncos and the Parramatta Eels having an NRL game here in the Northern Territory. What's your take on that game, mate? You're a Parramatta fan.
Yes.
Once you wiped away the tears and picked yourself up again, what's your outcome?
Fantastic spectacle for the Northern Territory with rugby league. You know, the NRL put on a fantastic show, and the game was, looked like it was slipping away early on for Parra at half time. I think they were down 22-6 maybe half time, and they came back, and potentially with 5 or 6 minutes left to go, they were only down by a try. But Brisbane Broncos, they're in rare form at the moment. It was a great game, good spectacle again, and sell out too, I believe. I think roughly 12,000, 13,000 people attended the game, and if I'm being a true Northern Territory person who just loves rugby league, we really do deserve a couple of games of those, I think, a year, and be really good if the NRL-NT and NRL negotiated something with the Northern Territory government. It'd be fantastic to have an extra game up here, I believe.
Well, there's definitely a market for it. I think our biggest crowd is about 14,000 people, and that's when Australia took on Samoa in the 2017 World Cup. So there's definitely a market, and hopefully it does get acknowledged that people do want to see rugby league in the Northern Territory. And so hopefully we can get more momentum with that going forward. And we see South getting the ball back off a short kickoff.
It's the little change they need, a little bit of luck.
Just a couple of safe carries, build a foundation, and then maybe look to something again. I'm really confident that if they work to maybe that furthest post, this right edge could get some joy. The crossfield kicks have been fantastic so far. There's been some really good kicks for the wing, and we obviously seen that the centres and wingers here can catch. So that may be another option if they don't get any joy trying to go through the middle. They are looking again down this right.
Again, it's that poor ball control. They had the setup. It's just unforgivable drop. The coach would be pulling his hair out. Willie May would be looking like Jake Barnes by the end of the game with no hair, so.
One off the scrum, easy play. Dylan Vandenberg, another strong carry, great run. Hitting the left edge, there's a bit of space here. They probably needed another pass there to explore that space and catch out the winger. He was quite compressed. And then back to the middle again.
Son of a Scottish captain, strong carry.
Great feed at the line. Quick play the ball, that's what we want to see. And then a fantastic kick. And a good chase on that right edge as well.
Burns has been good out of dummy half with his kicks tonight and put the pressure on there, and good chase by Linger. And again, it's that fundamentals that they can't get right at the moment, unfortunately, with South Darwin.
It's really been a tough night out there on the wings for South. There's been some great kicks, but they've really struggled under the pressure of high balls and retrieving a low ball as well. It's really tested their ball security and their skill level out with that basic fundamental. And if you're not doing that at training, you can't only build the confidence, the self-confidence of what it takes to control a loose ball, but also the technical component of hands up, palms out, eyes on the ball. Really good setup here from Bears. Jake Crawley, one to the middle. They look set up on this left edge. And they go to the right. Going to really nowhere. Dylan Vandenberg.
Good contact there. Big man colliding We'll love it in rugby league.
It was a good contest.
Oh, great hard run there. It's too easy. South just didn't get off the line quick enough and recognise there was just going to be a crash over tackle. Again, if we compare the two tackles there, the one before where the big men just collided and stuck the tackle and put the front row on the ground. Unfortunately, this time it wasn't to be. Just dropped off the tackle. You can see the contest here between the two big fellas.
We look at the Chemist Warehouse replay. As you said, we do see the two big men having a contest, and then we see just a really basic carry with some sloppy defence. Bodies in front and some shoulder contact probably would have sorted that out. It wasn't a real big flashy play, just a test of courage and character.
Again, it's just an attitude. Defence, I describe defence as an attitude. The intent and attitude, getting off the line, getting your body in front, fortunately just wasn't there. Got a score update from the game getting played out of Raiders. Brothers have just scored, but Raiders ahead 22-20. Kick come. So potentially it might be a tied up game there in the next couple of minutes. Close game out there.
Conversion successful. And we go to the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. South's 10 and Bears 54.
So again, if we take the positives here for South, you know, the second half at the moment is Bears 12, South 6 for the second half. You know, and as coach moving forward for next week, well, he may be looking at that. If what have we got? Just under 10 minutes to go in the game, in the half. South want to finish strong here and really compete.
Who was your man of the match last night, Merg, in the NRL game?
I think, I believe Adam Reynolds was the official one. And I would probably agree with that. I think his kicking game and composure as the dominant half for both sides, I think was a big difference. And I think he was outstanding. South Darwin again getting the kick-off right here and getting the ball, getting possession of the football. Playing the ball 20 metres out and tackle 2.
Nice bit of flair on this right edge from South. Back to the middle. Are we going to keep going? We're a bit flat on that left edge and we've got a mistake. No, we've got a penalty. We've got hands in the ruck.
But
we might see a try here from South. They keep the pressure up, but no, we've got just a
commentator's curve. Well undone.
I think I'll just enjoy the show rather than trying to commentate the team.
Coach Barnes will be really happy with you there, so thanks for that. We've got a full-time score out at the Raiders between Palmerston Raiders and Brothers have got up 24-20, so good tight game out there between those two teams. Always a really good competition, and Brothers will be really, really happy with that, winning out at Raiders. And on the flip side, I can guarantee you, Coach Roach won't be happy with that, losing at home.
Great little option there from the Bears over the head pass, and they go again down the short side.
The defensive lines and all sorts here for South.
They've gone about 30 metres in 2 plays. So we've seen some good players tonight. The Bears have shown some real character. There's been some really strong efforts from Mahood and Crawley. We've seen McGilvray once again show his magic and kill it from dummy half. But tonight's man of the match has gone to Dylan Vanderberg for Bears.
Great effort by Dylan. strong carries all night. And I think probably an unlucky person that probably could have been in that same conversation as the captain, Wedding. I think he's been outstanding coming into first receiver a lot for the night, and his work rate, playing 80 minutes, defending in the middle, and really being that extra link player and setting up a lot of options for their attack. Oh, just as I say that, the curse on Wedding happens there. He just misses a tackle.
Good carry from Francis. And so, I think the penalty count will probably go against the Bears tonight.
Yeah, it might be somewhere that's an improvement there that Coach Barnes, two-time, will be looking for some improvement next week.
Actually, not something Coach Rose is used to, having a penalty count going with him. He's generally the person giving away the penalties as well.
He's renowned for that, but, sometimes it's needed, sometimes it's not, but I'm sure Coach Barnes is trying to get that out of his coaching. Tackle 2 here, 50 metres out for South. Can control the football and get one over before the end of the game with 5 minutes remaining on the clock.
Back to the stride, a big body trying to barnstorm his way over.
A great tackle there by the Bears.
It was a great tackle. It was a try saver.
He's chopped him down straight away. That's a great tackle. And who was it? Luke Mahood, was it? No, Jake Crawley. Great goal on defence here at the moment by Bears. South's just got to have some composure. Kick over to the left wing.
I think we might see a knock-on from South there. It's been working really well for him, the kick across field, but I'm not sure that left edge is a side they should be kicking to. But either way, not a bad set, actually, from South.
Yeah, and the positive again for these guys is they're competing to the end for this half at least. They go on set for set, and technically only down 6 points in this half, which is going to be a really good momentum one. Son of a captain, Scottish captain through the middle. He's made a long break. The pass has just gone to ground. Great run there by Declan.
Yeah, the ball control really disappointing on the back of that pass. Yep. Right in front. Brody Morecambe really letting the team down. Brody Morecambe, he's had a fantastic game. Very unlucky not to take that, but he has had a very good game. He's a very strong player. Works for golf. Former touch representative and faithful employee. Again, another stalwart for the club. Acted in many roles. And we see South with another chance to try and get a few points on the board. They're within 50 metres of the try line. A couple of good, strong carries. They got a couple of men down there. It's a good option there from Francis. He's had a pretty good game. Francis had a dummy up. He's had a couple of good breaks, a try.
Been very strong.
He has been strong. He's been one of South's best tonight. Another good, strong carry. It's not a bad set. It's the last tackle. What have they got?
Well, fifth tackle option here. Let's see if they can get it.
That's right. The win for it. And we've got Dix in.
Well done. This is the pressure to keep building. Row.
Let's see if we can control it. We see T. Nichols nearly pushing through. A little bit of feed at the line. Not the desired outcome. We're just pushing the pass a little bit. It's a tough one to catch a pass that far away and take a late hit as well. I think going forward, Merg, if you were to take on the South attack as coach, what suggestion would you recommend on the back of this game?
I just think a little bit more patience is required and not having that pushing the pass for the extra flary pass and just play nice, simple football and just control the ball. You control the football, you get momentum, and off the back of momentum, then you get a bit more space and room to move for the outside backs. But I think that's really, they tried really hard in the second half. I've been really impressed with South. But again, we can't start games how they have in the first half, and I can guarantee you Coach May will be be reflecting on that. The positive to come out of it is this second half, though. You know, we could have expected a blowout, a complete blowout of the scoreline, and they've really competed hard. And as we said, they're only with a minute and a half to go in the game. 12-6 down for the second half as the son of a gun goes through the middle again. He's just carved them since he's come on in the second half. Can they finish off here, Bears? Fifth tackle now. What's the options here for Bears? Not a good one.
Merg, if you were to draw a circle around everything that should be in your game, the recipe to be able to win a game, and then everything outside that circle was everything that shouldn't be, how often do you think both these teams might have played outside that circle? What percentage would you say?
A fair bit tonight. You know, like there's a tale of two halves, to be brutally honest. You know, Bears were just really composed, clinical, and the scoreline reflected that in the first half. And then in the second half, obviously with a rocket up them from Coach Mason, a very competitive side in the second half. And Bears, to be honest, have probably come down to the level that Souths were in the first half. And Coach Barnes will probably be reflecting on that. And I think be a lot of improvement that Coach Barnes would want out of his team. He really would have wanted him to go on in the second half. So we've got a player down injured here just before the end of the game for South Darwin. It's not good.
We've got 27 seconds worth of play. I don't think Souths need to panic. I think they can hold their head up. They hold their head up high on the back of this game. And we'd like to acknowledge iSponsor once again. Taking care of rugby league in the Northern Territory.
Fantastic sponsors.
And to our junior rugby league, we are back. And you need to get back playing because it's unreal footy with real mates. With club tackle or tag options available, there is an option for everyone. Head to playrugbyleague.com to find your closest club. Stay up to date with all things rugby league in the territory via nrlnt.com.au, NRLNT Facebook and NRLNT Instagram. If you are an aspiring junior rugby league player, we have our 13s and 14s male and female Rise program. Starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Goodline Park, and that's the end of our game. A noble effort from the Bears. Still early in the season, Merg.
Yep.
Both from both teams. Hopefully they can keep racing and injury-free and get good numbers at training. That's what we always need to show growth, some reflection on each and every performance. And let's hope that both these teams contribute to a really tight, competitive competition amongst all teams, because at the end of the day, rugby league winner will get
100%. You know, it was a good game in the end. The second half was how we would have liked the both halves to go, but to Bears' credit, they jumped out in the first half and were very clinical. And I think Coach Barnes will be happy with the win, but we'll want the improvement. And on the flip side, Coach May for South will be happy with the second half effort and get building some momentum into next week's round and get the improvement training, like you said. The score update there and the scoreboard for the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Final score, Bears 54 and South 10.
Again, we want to thank iSponsor, McDonald's, Chemist Warehouse, ISC, our clothing sponsor, and Forex, and Dabsco. Thanks, Merg. Your first night commentating with myself.
Thank you, Duncan, for having me.
That's okay, mate. Happy to have you anytime. I hope the Raiders go well, your former club, and lead off the back of tonight's performance. Obviously an unlucky one. But again, Coach Clear will be happy with the result. He's not a very happy man most of the time. And hopefully he can sleep well tonight.
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he will. And rate yourself out of 5 for tonight?
No good.
And thank you again, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.